One of the big reasons I think the Lakers have had a lot of success on offense this series against the Rockets is because Reed Sheppard definitely has some liabilities on defense. And I think we're going to look at some examples here where the Lakers really trying to highlight this in their Game 3 win in overtime. We're going to see them target Reed Sheppard multiple times. So the first example is going to be with them targeting him in the ball screen. They're going to have Marcus Smart come set this screen. The idea is to get LeBron working with Reed Sheppard one-on-one, and this will create an advantage for the Lakers. So, as this ball moves back to Smart and then back to LeBron ultimately, we're going to see the disadvantage that the Rockets think they have here with Reed Sheppard. Instead of letting Reed play one-on-one with LeBron right here in open space, they're essentially going to say, well, we got to send help and it's going to come from this direction. What this is going to cause is essentially a chain reaction where everyone needs to rotate, and we're ultimately going to see how that's going to lead to an open look for the Lakers. So here, Dub's going to come right there. Boom. Okay, so the idea of this is we got to get Reed Sheppard away from LeBron because LeBron's going to win that battle. LeBron does the right thing, kick it, and now you have 1, 2, 3 offensive players and 2 defensive players. Now, the one asterisk is Ayton isn't really a shooter, so you can kind of leave him out there on the perimeter, which is why Şengün goes out there. However, you do have to worry slightly about Ayton rolling to the rim right now because, again, who just left LeBron that you need to get rid of is Reed Sheppard. And so, I mean, what is Reed Sheppard now going to go from LeBron on the perimeter to Ayton in the post? Probably not a good idea for the Rockets. And so they're like, oh crap, this dude has got to be like, okay, well, I got to help over again because Reed Sheppard needs help again. And so Rui Hachimura makes the right read, says, okay, well, if you're going to leave Smart in the corner, I'm just going to snap that ball over. And now you could say this should be the rotation over here. But this is a lot of rotations asked from a defense, you know, when you got to prioritize people on the perimeter. And so it ultimately leads in a clean look for Marcus Smart. And if you're the Lakers, like, you're going to go to that consistently, and that's what they did in this overtime. Now, one important caveat here is Reed is obviously, he's in the game for offense, so I can't fault him too much for this because he does give them quite a bit of spark on offense. But again, this, you could say that the Rockets should have been back better on defense. Like, why do you have 4 players out here guarding no one that's currently a threat, let alone a player that can't shoot? And so instead, you're leaving Rui Hachimura with Reed Sheppard, obviously a mismatch, and LeBron's going to exploit it. So again, you could fault that on the Rockets, but simply having Reed in that situation allows the Lakers to take advantage if they're self-aware, which they were in that situation. And just a short while later, this is actually one of the more beautiful possessions I really, really liked in this game. So Rui Hachimura is going to do a great job saving this ball. And the Rockets actually, I think, play tremendous defense. They're going to close out here. We're going to see the Lakers do a good job of spacing everything. And one thing I really like about Rui is kind of undiscussed, like this isn't talked about enough, is he was out here and he floated out here to the perimeter. He didn't just wait there. Like, he did a good job of relocating to make himself an option on offense. Ball gets swung around. Rockets do a good job closing out. But again, go out here, and who's the one closing out to Rui? Reed Sheppard. And, I mean, stereotypically in defense, this would be great. You're going to contest the shot late, whatever, but Rui recognizes it's Reed Sheppard closing out, chooses not to shoot that ball. Reed flies by. And so, again, like, you have the advantage. So this is where I really like it, the fact that the Lakers do a good job spacing. I like LeBron cut here, too, because it just puts so much strain on the defense. But again, the Rockets do a really good job rotating on defense, making sure everyone is covered, and closing out aggressively, and the Lakers continually attack just to get the Rockets to fly by to create that small opportunity. But then what's ultimately going to happen is as LeBron goes right here, he's going to kick the ball out to Rui, who now is, again, Reed is now matched up with him one-on-one. And so you have ultimately a great defensive possession for the Rockets, absolutely tremendous defense, that's going to end in a one-on-one with a person you don't want on defense. And so Rui's just going to essentially bully Reed down to the post and get an unbelievably easy look. And so that's like an example of really, really good defense from the Rockets that just ends in something you don't want to end in with 3 seconds on the shot clock because Reed Sheppard can't guard him one-on-one. Now, I get Rui's a big dude, but like that's still, it sucks from the Rockets' perspective, and it's good for the Lakers' perspective. You can see how frustrated the defenders are.